Two definitions. One, a canvas model is a business plan on one page. I also said a business canvas model is a validation tool.
Yeah.
Now, I'm coming to the definition of cost of sales and expenses. Let's give an example of her. She's into poultry. She sells eggs and she sells chickens. Those are her products. Now she needs to know, maybe she buys chickens to sell. How much does it cost her to get the chickens ready for selling? That's the cost of selling chickens. And then she needs to know how much does it cost her to buy eggs for her to sell. That becomes the cost of sales for selling eggs. Now, in terms of the definition, to validate, is it okay to sell both, or is it better to reduce, to cut one and focus on the one who's making more money?
Focus on one.
The reason why there's a separation between cost of sales, food sold, and the expenses, so that you know this one is directly for the product. And I know if I have a shop selling sweets, eggs, chicken, everything, I know this product is costing me too much money and the profit it is providing is very small. I cut it back. I mean, out of my production. Cash flow management. Because it's taking a lot of money out of my business and it's bringing me small money, but the time I spend on it is too much. Validation. So everything should be connected. I'm not gonna teach you accounting because you're not accountant, you're entrepreneurs. Please. Our job is to make money. But what you need to understand is when your accountants talk to me about the business concepts, and when you come to me as a banker looking for a loan, you should be able to convince me that you understand what you are doing. Because business goes beyond just making money. So I'm gonna take you through just slightly, just giving a few definitions. But before that, I want to talk about the balance sheet. Somebody said assets and liabilities. In accounting, we have what we call an accounting equation. Assets less liabilities equals to owner's equity. Assets less liabilities equals to owner's equity. Now, I'm going to use his example when he was asking that he made a lot of bread, they were not sold. What must he do?
Thank you.
Now, depending on the nature of your product, your bricks are assets, inventory. So they are part of what you own. Now, let's say when you produce those bricks, you use your own money. You didn't borrow anything. That means you don't owe anybody. You have no account that you need to pay. Your liability is zero. So you get with what you own is what you have in the business, less what is not yours. What is remaining is what you are worth. But when I say you, I don't mean you. I mean the business. Because what the business is worth and what you are worth are totally different.
Yes.
Unless if you are the only shareholder in that business and you own 100%, then that becomes your net worth. Do we understand what an asset is?
Yes.
Something which is yours, a liability, something which you owe, you have to pay somebody, and what is remaining in your business becomes your net worth, which is the owner's equity. I'm going to use a simple example to clarify that. You go to the bank to buy a car because you are in the delivery. The bank gives you 100,000 for a car, and so far you have only paid 60,000. Now, what you have is not 100,000. You will say, I have a car worth 100,000. No. The car you have is only worth 40,000. No, 60,000.
Yeah.
The other 40,000 belongs to the bank because why? It's an account payable. It's a liability that you need to pay. So you have to deduct it from your what you have, and what is remaining is what is yours. I don't want to go into all the details. Maybe just the difference between assets and non-current assets. There are current assets and non-current assets. Current assets are the assets that you have now. And they are easy to turn into cash. While non-current assets are the assets you have that will take you time to turn into cash. What is the difference? The difference is if you see an opportunity to make money and you don't have money and you don't want to borrow, you can quickly turn your current assets into cash. Because it is solvency. You are able to turn money fast into cash. While the non-current are the ones that will take you time before you can convert them to cash. But they are all important because they are part of the asset. Then we have the current liability and the non-current liability. Now, having used the example of a current asset and a non-current asset, I want somebody to give me an example of a current liability and a non-current liability. Who owns a loan here? No, who owns a loan like you owe the bank?
Who owes somebody?
Yes. Who do you owe? Just give a imaginary number.
FMB.
FNB, okay.
Yes.
Is that a current liability or a non-current liability that you owe?
Non-current liability.
Non-current.
Non-current liability.
Non-current.
No, let's hear her answer first.
Non-current.
Non-current.
Yeah.
Why are you calling it a non-current?
Because it will take time to do what? It will take time
Now, okay, let me define it a bit. In terms of the current liability, that is what you owe and is due for payment within 12 months. A liability which is current is the one which is due for payment within 12 months. Let's say I get a personal loan and I should pay it within 12 months. It's a current liability. But if I have a 5-year loan with FNB, maybe I bought a car. I have 5 years to pay. So that becomes a non-current.
Non-current. Yes.
Yes. Now, again, why is it important to differentiate between the current liabilities and the non-current liabilities? If I don't get an answer, we stop here until I get the answer. Yes, sir.
It will avoid you to get bankrupt.
It will avoid you to get bankrupt. Somebody else with an opinion?
So you can turn the non-current asset into cash if you need it, in order for you not to go and borrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And it's going to take us back to this one.
Also, you know your debt.
One second.
How much you owe.
Wait.
liability.
How can I change liability into cash?
Cash flow management.
It's
Because when you know how much you owe, which is supposed to be paid soon, then you pay attention to how much you are receiving so that you have enough to pay that debt. Yes, sir.
I just want you to take me out of my confusion. How can out of my confusion? You ask a question, and he said because you can borrow.
no,
What is
I
it?
didn't say borrow. I said, for example, you have like
A liability. Remember, it was a liability, it was not an asset.
current
Non-current liability.
non-current liability.
How can you
and-
turn it into cash?
Okay, you have tables, like you have an extra table. You need cash. Are you gonna sell that table and get cash, or are you gonna go to a loan?
Let me clarify the question first so we understand
Yes.
how you answer.
Yes.
Okay.
The question was, why is it important for you to know
Yes.
how much you owe as a current liability and how much you owe as a non-current liability?
Liability, yes.
And he said,
Yeah.
that's why I took you back to cash management.
Yes.
Let me check, because I was defining how easy it is to turn this into cash.
Yes.
And then he was correcting to say, yes, so that you can know how much you have, you can turn into cash to pay back what you owe.
Hey, I'm in agreement.
No, I'm trying to put in the way that you will understand.
Yes.
better. What we are trying to define is the current assets is what you have, and it's easy to turn them into cash.
Yes.
The current assets,
When
yes.
you know how much you can have as cash immediately and how much you are supposed to pay
as a liability.
It's a liability.
Liability.
Then it makes it easy for you because you know if I owe the bank 5,000 before the end of next month, and then you look at your cash. Do I have enough cash? Do I have money that I'm waiting to receive tomorrow? Do I have inventory that I can sell today or this month to pay my liability? Because that's why now he said so that you can see how much you have to pay what you owe. That's the connection I'm looking for. Because when you understand how much you have and how much you need to pay, then it's easier for you. So that's why you don't borrow too much out of your ability. Because this is your ability to pay
The
what
assets now.
makes sense now. Like I said, I don't want you to think as accountants. I want you to understand the relationship between the four so that it's easier for you to manage your businesses. You don't borrow a lot of money that you know you cannot afford to pay back. For example, you borrow money to make those breaks. And if you don't sell, what's going to happen? Now you owe the bank 100,000 because you borrowed to buy cement and building cement. To make those breaks. Now, if you don't sell, and the bank is knocking on your door, where will you get the money?
You use your non-current assets.
You might be liquidated, the bank will come and say, sell your things so we can make our money. So this is the connection.
But there is
What
not
you
that.
have and what you are
Was it
borrowing
stopped?
should be in alignment.
Should be
So
equal.
that you don't commit yourself to something that you will never be able to pay. We have people who committed suicide or who just died because they owed so much without understanding what they have. It becomes a problem. Yes.
Mine is just a question on so yesterday or today when I read, maybe it's a lot to be implemented or still it is in the initiation process whereby they are against is it the banks or so on selling people, is it I don't know, is it collateral or what
Okay,
or
it's
is
not
it
part of
different?
the discussion, but I will clarify. It's the law which protects users from banks selling their
Processing the-
houses, their primary houses
Okay.
at
Cheaper prices.
below
Value.
market price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Thank
that
you.
if I owe the bank, they sell my house, they
For
sell the
that,
market price,
mm.
so they take their money and I remain with profit.
100%. Thank you, Nafi.
So,
While you are going on,
current assets,
Before you go on.
non-current assets, I want questions.
yeah, before we go on, so in essence, these assets and liability, we are trying to look at the business affordability in terms of its worth and what it can borrow. Because every time you go, even they ask for your payslip and all that, like that. Is it more or less?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
more or less.
Yes, you show your positions.
So sometimes they will ask you for collateral.
You show your positions, like
Once they
where does your
collateral,
business
they give
stands.
up your house.
Yes.
It's an asset. Because they want to know what asset do you own. Some will say,
Pay to pay my loan.
give me a 6-month statement from other banks. So they see how much cash do you have somewhere else. Part of the asset. It's part of assessing your affordability. Like I said, don't try to understand as an accountant, try to understand context. A balance sheet is just what we have dealt with. So on top the assets, now it's divided into cash equivalents, and then money that you are waiting for, because that's also your asset. If you provided a service and the customer is due to pay you, that becomes part of your assets in terms of the calculation. But in reality, it's not your asset. Why? Because of the provision of bad debts. It's not guaranteed that people are going to pay you. But it's a promise. And us at the bank, when we do the analysis, we consider that as, oh, there is this coming in, without even looking at whether it will come back or not, but it's a question mark. Can it be paid or is it a bad debt? And then you have your assets, total assets you have, you subtract your total liabilities. Now what you get is what the business owns. And that is the definition of the accounting equation. Assets less liabilities equals to owner's equity. Me, it's a banker. and I ask you to tell me what you understand about what your business have and what it owes in terms of your ownership, and you can tell me, I will think twice about giving you a loan. But that's not the determining factor. The bank only cares about the money that moves in your business. If you receive money and you pay money, that means you are making business. Because as a banker, all I want is for you to pay me back. Yes, you have a question.
What?
That's a good question.
What is the question?
It is according to business balance sheet. How is the business?
Huh?
According to that balance sheet, how is the business?
Balance sheet.
How is the business?
Business good or bad?
Oh,
What do you think?
I can't see.
Don't understand that.
Okay. Let me tell you.
I can't see.
Total assets is 191,000. I'm in the first 2022. Then total liabilities is 100,000. Total liabilities is 100,000. What is the owner's equity? The difference. The next, this one.
Eight what was?
2,764.
Okay, for simplicity, so we don't confuse the non-accountant, just look at the total liability. Look at the total liability. Okay, let's have the total assets. Total assets,
191.
191. Total liabilities is 100. 191 is the assets. 100,000 is what they owe. That means the business is worth the difference. It's about 91,000. So that shows you what the business is worth at that point in time. Either at the end of the month, if that's what you are calculating, or at the end of the year, that's what you are calculating.
Yes.
What happens, right, if you have a catering business and you bought all your equipment and all those stuff and you still owe your supplier about 200,000 total, right? And do you have inventory as a catering business?
Yes, you should have.
What is your inventory?
We don't have.
Inventory.
What is inventory then? Stock.
Inventory is good. The things you are selling.
What is another way of inventory?
Stock.
Yeah.
The things you are selling.
But that's what
Stock.
that's
Guys,
We don't have stock. We are not. You're not trading by service business.
we are not trying
Because
to
how can you buy your own stuff and still owe the supplier?
So by service, you're not trading. Trading is the one that have
so that you are
inventories.
able to question
Sales
your
are not inventories
accountants, or
because we
even
offer
AI,
service.
when
Trading
they
is
do
sell
some
goods.
documentation,
Yeah.
to be able to ask them, what is this?
We are servicemen.
Don't
confuse us now.
Please, please.
It's true.
I don't want to be accountant. Okay? Now this, you bought all of this with money, right? That you owe, you owe the people. Maybe you bought it from whichever catering
Kebis catering.
Kebis catering, right? And then you also bought ingredients and stuff, right? Now everything was worth 200,000. Now, do you have assets in the business?
yes.
Does the business own anything?
Yes.
What does the business own?
You said I bought for
The
200,000.
things that I bought. Okay. Now, what if I borrowed the money to buy those catering
Then
equipment?
I don't own it.
These capital equipments are asset most.
Yeah, but they are not yours. You still have to pay.
Yes? I'm asking, I'm trying to see you understand the concept. Guys, you bought catering equipment worth 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
Are we together? Yes. But you bought it using money that you borrowed.
I borrowed the whole 200,000.
You borrowed the whole 200,000.
And then you and I used the whole 200,000.
And you used the whole 200,000
Okay.
to buy all that equipment.
Uh-huh.
Are the equipment yours?
No.
Until I fully pay the loan.
Until you fully paid it, right?
Liabilities.
Okay, so does the business own anything?
No.
No, it does not, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure your understanding is clear.
But talk about the inventories and the what service.
Current liabilities.
What he just showed you just is the asset is 200,000. Now let's say liability because you owe is 200. What is your net worth on that equity?
Zero. So your business
Equipment.
is worth nothing.
But talk
Until you pay off that loan.
Yes, so I just want this because you are listening to him still in such a way that you want to understand this thing, but you're not really. Now make it your own business. What does your business own? What does your business own? Now the difference is what your business is worth. Now what is your business worth if you have to go ask yourself that question?
But how do you do that to service?
But then,
How do you calculate that
the
over
what
the
is
service
zero?
businesses?
But I would want you to take us through the stock inventory, talk about the service, talk about trading, or is that now deep?
No, that's too deep.
It's not deep for us, Nafi.
No.
Give us.
It's not deep for you, but it's deep for you who doesn't understand accounting.
I also don't understand.
Give me 1 minute.
Yes, please.
Just help us.
Yeah, we will.
Speak English.
Give me 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay. Do we see everything that he explained here next?
Yes.
This is all your assets, right? Everything your business owns. This is all your liabilities, everything the business owns. This is the difference, right? Now, do you see where inventory stays?
Yes,
Assets,
yes,
what your
yes.
business owns, right? Ready to sell and make money for. Okay? What about it? Do you want to understand specifically so I don't go far?
Because with inventory, I understood it is the same as stocks, ne?
Yeah,
The stuff that I'm
yes.
able to sell to make
Yes.
money. However, now there is an understanding of, in terms of service delivery, when you rent a service, it's what when you do trade.
Great.
Yes.
I like it. Now, in terms of a service
Business make your
business, we call it cost of sales.
Okay.
Now, I'm doing consultation, right? So
Yeah.
such as he and you and some of the people in this room, right? What do you need in order for your business to function,
100%.
right? That is your direct cost. If you don't have those things, perhaps your consultation is based on certain apps, but you need a subscription for that. Without that subscription, you cannot do your work. So that subscription is a direct cost for you to perform the thing that you need money for, right? Now, when it comes to inventory, it doesn't apply because inventory or stock is an actual
It's a physical.
Tangible.
thing that is in a business after production. You don't produce a physical thing, you produce a non-physical element, which is a service. So you cannot have stock or
Inventories, yes.
as a service business. That's why we have two words: cost of sales, cost of goods sold. This is for goods. This is just for
Services.
services.
You don't have a good to
Is that
sell.
clear?
I'm not
And the
convinced.
service
You are not convincing.
So what do I have if I don't have?
You do consulting.
Yes,
You will not have stock
yes.
as a consultant. So the money you spend it to deliver the services. For example, I draw from window. The cost of me carrying these things that I bought for the material. This one, because I'm using it for this one, this becomes the cost of me doing my consulting.
Yes.
But if I was selling eggs, sweets, and books and shoes, then I will have inventory, is stock standing there. And the its value is mine.
It's inventory.
Inventory is part of my asset.
But the cost that you should now, or the cost that you are bearing in order for you to come render your service here, what do you call that?
Cost of sale.
The cost of sales.
Clinical.
The cost of providing. Now,
Yeah.
for you to understand the difference.
You understand?
Now,
Okay.
I told you I do consulting. I also farm with small livestock. Now, I use the same car to go to the farm. So the fuel cost is not directly to the consulting.
Yes.
It becomes an expense or overhead because it's for the general
Direct
business.
cost.
It's not linked to farming only or consulting only. So that's the difference between the cost of sales and expenses.
Yes.
Like again, what is important to understand that the cost of sale assists you to understand which product is doing well for you, regardless of what other costs are in the business and the kind of that product.
Thank you, nothing but
It's accounting. Accounting is for us accountants.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur's job is to make money. All we need is for you to understand basically what are the concepts that you need to know in order for you to make money.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yes. But you can also put some
and because of the question of